We're with Tricia Fox of Keller Williams.
Right.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about Trump, now that it's all the way up, now that people are living here, including you.
Yes.
And so you can talk a little bit about what it's like to live in what is one of the premier towers here in the city. And then we'll talk a little bit about the luxury market as a whole.
Okay.
So let's just start off with the building. How long have you been in here now, and what are your thoughts on it so far?
Well, I think it's a terrific building. I think the site that was chosen is prime. Because it's on the angle of the river, nearly all the tiers get multiple views. So you get a lot of wraparound views. This particular one is both south and east, and then you get ones that are north and west and so on. So the views are certainly spectacular. But the building is also well managed. There's a 23,000 square foot health facility that is included in the assessment. The assessments are low compared to other new construction buildings. For instance, Ritz-Carlton is about $1.50 a square foot. This building is about 65 cents a square foot, which makes it pretty much a bargain. And this includes the health club and the swimming pool, whereas Ritz-Carlton again has no pool.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's a 75-foot pool, very, very nice. So the amenities, the location, the building itself with the 10-foot ceilings are really a draw. And then the question is, hey, but how's it selling and what's going on with the market, right? So our group has done $50 million this year in this building.
Just in this building alone?
Yes.
All right.
So you can't tell me there isn't a market for luxury. The question is, what is the market? And the market, I can't talk to Skokie, Northbrook, I don't know them. I can't even talk really well to areas outside of here because we're pretty focused.
Mm-hmm.
So first there's exactly this area, which I would call Magnificent Mile, maybe Gold Coast, whatever you want to call it. Cultural Mile, they're starting to call it the Cultural Mile because it's been walking distance to Randolph, right?
Sure.
So whatever you want to call it, this area in the right buildings, in the right tiers, are doing very well.
All right.
In the luxury niche. Now our average price that we've sold in this building is $1.5. And we've sold them as much as we sold an entire floor for pre-construction for what would be a value now of about $25 million.
Really? Okay.
So the building itself, it depends how you buy. If you buy resale right now, you can get a pretty good deal, which is really what's pulling the sales in the building right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you could show anywhere from 30 to 50% below developer prices.
Wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The developer's also dealing, so you can also get some discounting there. And let's face it, some buildings didn't get built. So in the luxury market, if you were planning to buy at Waterview or at Mandalay or at Canyon Ranch, maybe now you're going to shift to look at Trump.
All right.
Right? So I think that's created some demand that maybe might have been less if those buildings had gone forward.
All right.
Okay?
What would the major competition be right now then?
Legacy is about to open.
Mm-hmm.
I think once you have a building this far along, people do tend to like to see the views in the building.
Mm-hmm.
So it's harder to sell off a piece of paper, which is how the first people bought it,
Right.
So I think that's true. So right now, Legacy is starting to let people in. Elysian is starting to let people in.
Mm-hmm.
Those buildings are a little bit different. Legacy, I would say, is less prime location, being a little further south. On the other hand, it's right near the museum, so it's a good cultural location. Elysian is less variety. This building offers everything from studios, large studios,
Mm-hmm.
To penthouses. So there's a lot of variety here, so is there at Legacy. The problem with Elysian, it's all half or full floors.
Right.
So very limited in terms of variety.
And just fewer units overall, isn't it?
Fewer units overall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
But still some choices.
Mm-hmm.
Aqua is starting to close on their units. And, that's also a nice building. I would say maybe the finishes aren't quite up to this one, and it's lower ceiling heights than this one. And it's in that area that they call the New East, right? So maybe not quite as walk to everything feeling until people get used to it. And those are pretty much the newest buildings that are available right now. Then you have 10 East Delaware and Walton on the Park.
Which are still going up.
Still going up. Walton on the Park is paid for by the developers, I understand. So I think they're only about 40% sold, so there's some opportunity there. Some question on views. And then 10 East Delaware has nice finishes. But again, not the kind of view building that this is. So it depends. Maybe that's for some people a more Gold Coast location, right? As is Elysian. Well, they're right there. They're both right there. So that's a little bit different location. I would say that's more of a location buy.
And Tenny's, Delaware, even compared to its neighbors, like Elysian's going to be a smaller profile building anyway, right?
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
okay.
Right. But you do have variety there. You do have smaller units and so on. You do have a swimming pool. So I would definitely call that a full amenity building. And lovely finishes, actually. Very nice finishes.